So here we have a longbow blanked out. I've already started some other work on it. I already started on it with the rasp. So what we're doing, I've got a center line on the bow, and then I've got an edge line on the bow that tapers up to the handle. The handle is going to bend a little bit, and then this is going to taper back down. So I'm just going to show you. This is my take on a Viking war bow or longbow. This is, I know it's catchy to say a Viking bow compared to any other longbow, because pretty much all of your D-shaped bows are the same. From English longbow to the Eastern Woodlands Indians of America, their longbows. Which one of those tribes is whom I descend from? And so when I say a Viking bow reproduction, the reason for that is because I'm going to do a few simple details to the bow that make it that. But for now, the process is start making a D-bow. And so that's what I do here. I facet these two edges up to the center line. I don't really need a mark on this side because I'm just going to generally match that side. And so just get started doing that. So there you go. This is the cross section. And so then we'll take a rasp and round that all off. And as we round this off, we'll start floor tillering. See right now, from the center, no bend. Okay, so now that the corners are mostly rounded off, now I'll take down the center. Okay, so we're still not even close to floor tillered yet, which tells me I haven't taken off too much from anywhere. So then I'm going to do the other side the same, and then we'll start floor tillering this stave. If you might notice, I'm tempted to run down this lengthwise because then it peels off these long shavings. But then the tool marks are really deep, so when you get to this part, try to resist the urge to use the rasp fast, and more of a back and forth than a side to side will help spare you from having those really deep tool marks as bad. Okay. Side's starting to bend a little. That side's about the same. So anyway, that's now a bow blank. These aren't dry, so this is going to get scraped with a scraper first, and then they're going to get put up by the fire. This is I think I talked about it in a video, it's a piggyback stave. So I'm going to scrape this back down to a continuous growth ring as well, because I just roughed it with my knife. So go ahead and do that, camera. We'll try this round shaped one on it. That looks pretty nice. I'm not the best at sharpening these scrapers yet, so I've got them cutting, but not exactly how I would want them ideally forever. But use them until they're dull, and then I'll grind them fresh square and then sharpen them again. I always ran my scrapers with a 90-degree edge on them, and I was only probably a couple weeks ago that I learned that cabinet scraper is supposed to be sharpened with a hard steel where you roll a burr on the corner. And so I was only halfway there. I had done the first part, but I didn't roll my burr, and so I always had problems with scrapers. And then thanks to the internet, I recently learned how you're supposed to sharpen them, and now it's a much more reliable tool. I think I'll finish sand this after I'm done scraping it, just so I don't accidentally go too far. So we're just trying to scrape away all of this early wood and get down to this really dense. Hear the difference? It's way harder and more dense, this late wood layer that we're kind of getting to. There's a few spots where a couple fibers are pulled up from it. Just don't worry about that, because ash, you can make a bow out of a board even. So if you see just a couple fibers peeled up, just scrape down to it, because that late wood ring is thick. And this is the slow way to do it. I've seen people do this with their pocket knife, with a draw knife, with a like a big number 11 gouge, or a big number 3 or number 5 gouge or something like that. But I'm not very good at it, at chasing a growth ring, so I just do it with the scraper. Okay, so now the whole back is scraped. And now I'm going to take my square cabinet scraper and scrape the belly and the sides. Just get it smooth everywhere. And it almost seems a shame to make this piece of ash into a bow instead of a shovel handle. Look at that thing. Whew. Man, you could dig some dirt with that, dude. Probably gonna end up with a hinge there. So this bow's heavyweight aspirations. See, there's a little, I tried to get, there was a knot that was gonna end up right on the edge. So I went below it and scooped it. But it, you can see the knot kind of followed. It was a radial. Might not work out for us. And it'll make a bow, but it might not be the 80 pounds I was hoping for. I don't think I'm gonna go for that whole tear out. I think if I get that whole tear out of there, it'll end not good. So I'll hit that when I sand and just kind of smooth it up, but it'll be a defect in the finished product. Okay, here this thing is. It's sanded to 120. It's gonna go next to the wood stove for probably another week to finish drying the rest of the way, and then I'll finish tillering. Right now this bow tillered about like that, floor tillered.
So it's looking pretty good. This will make maybe a 50 or 60 pound bow. Pretty sleek, pretty thin. Got some character to it. A couple little character spots. A little character down here. Should be a good bow.